In this video, we will discuss the basics of the OSI model. So, what is OSI model? So, OSI is ISO proposed a model that covers all the features of the network communication. So, this is called as the OSI. So, it was introduced in the year 1970. OSI model defines the standard for the communicating host. So, OSI model is a layered architecture. So, let us try to understand in deep. So, these are the 7 different layers. One is the physical layer, the second one is the data link layer, the third is the network layer, the fourth is the transport layer, the fifth is the session layer, sixth is the presentation layer, seventh one is the application layer. So, what happens when two different devices, device A and device B, wants to communicate with each other? So, here we can see that each device has 7 different layers. Device A has 7 layers and device B also having the 7 layers. So, the first 3 layers, that is nothing but the physical, data link as well as networks, are involved each other. So, why they are involved? Because in order to get the addresses of the each other. So, data link layer will get the physical address of the devices, device B and as well as device A, and the network layer will get the particular IP address of the, or we can say the logical address of the device A as well as the device B. So, these are the things that are involved. When device A wants to send some data, it is through the application layer, it travels down all the different layer, and the physical layer is actually involved in the transmission of the data, and this data is received at the device B physical layer and it travels up and it is received at the application layer. So, you can see that when device A and device B wants to transmit the data, at each layer some header is added. So, and finally the particular data is transmitted by the device A in the form of bits. It travels through some transmission media and it is received by the device B physical layer, and as the particular data travels upward, each header is detached, and finally the data that is received by the device B is nothing but the pure header, or can say the pure data that is received by the device B. So, physical layer is responsible for the transmission of the data in the form of bits from one hop to the next hop. So, it provides some interface for the data. So, it may be some wired data or it may be wireless data. So, bits are encoded to signal before transmission. So, it defines the transmission rate, that is known as a bit rate. So, bit rate defines the number of bits that are sent per second. So, data link layer provides the reliable communication for the transmission of the bits. So, implements the flow control and error control mechanism. Flow control is nothing but the data has to be transmitted without any collisions, and error control is the data has to be received without any errors. So, data received in data link layer is called as frame. So, it is called as frame. It supports all the 3 different forms of communications. So, network layer is responsible for delivering the packets from source host to the delivery host. So, implements routing of the packet. So, what is routing? Is nothing but sending the packet from the source to destination, identifying the best possible path. So, that we call it as a routing. So, here what happens is the logical address of the sender and receiver is obtained in this particular layer. We have to identify the IP address. So, then only you can able to send the data from the source to the destination. In the transmission of the packet from one process to another process. So, segmentation and reassembling is done at this layer. So, what do you mean by segmentation? Segmentation is a process of dividing the data in terms of different segments, and reassembling is again we have to reassemble the packets, so reassemble the segments to form the data. So, this is done at this particular layer. So, responsible for error free and ensures that the data arrive in the correct sequence. So, we have to see that the data arrives, but whether it is in proper sequence or not. So, this has to be identified in the transport layer. So, implements a connection and connectionless oriented services. So, most of the protocols such as TCP as well as UDP are involved in the transport layer. So, this is what I am trying to see here. Network layer is involved in the host-to-host delivery, and transport layer is involved in the process-to-process dialogues between the two systems. So what happens if two devices wants to communicate with each other? The session has to be established, and in order to ensure that the data is secure, we need to establish a session. So how the user is authenticated in terms of the logging facilities and name recognition. So once the session is expired, it is automatically terminated. So what about presentation layer? Presentation layer is responsible for providing the application layer the appropriate format that has to be understood. So this acts as a translator. So it also provides encryption as well as compression of the data. So application layer is the highest level in the OSI model. So it interacts with the application program. So using this layer, the user can access the network services. So the layer contains some of the functions such as file transfer, electronic mail. So these are nothing but the applications that are used by the application programs like Chrome or Firefox. So this is one of the use of the application layer. So this is what I have discussed in this video. Thanks for watching.